Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brettcast Anime Talk. I recently took some time to watch another one of the many Pokemon movies that exist because they're not canon, so I don't have to be at a certain point in the anime to know what's going on in the movie. This movie in particular does great with not having to be canon with the anime. The movie I watched this time around was called Hoopa and the Clash of Ages, which I had never heard of until now. Wow, I've never heard of Hoopa. Wow, okay. I never understood who Hoopa was until now, because I seen plush of Hoopa at various stores. This movie is a mess. I know I talked pretty harshly about the I Choose You movie. This movie lands on that level of I Choose You in my opinion. This movie takes place in the Kalos region. One thing I want to point out is that I watched this movie with two other movies that took place in the Kalos region, and they always introduce Ash, but they never say who his companions are, so I kind of forgot who they were. Maybe that's the one part of these movies where it helps to know the anime so you know who Ash's companions are. The basic plot of the movie is that 100 years ago, a Pokemon named Hoopa kind of invaded a town or came through a portal into a town, and it took some food, and then the people in the town made him a place to live and it granted them all these wishes. So Hoopa lives in this town, and then the townsfolk basically wanted a show of power from Hoopa. How does it do this? It uses its rings to summon legendary Pokemon to fight against, to show the townsfolk it's more powerful than any Pokemon out there. Now, I'll touch on the legendary Pokemon part a bit later because that is a big complaint I have with this movie. So then a guy approaches Hoopa with a weird looking bottle that seals the full power of Hoopa away. For some reason, when that power is in the bottle, it can mind control any person or Pokemon who touches it. And then we go to present time with Ash and the gang doing some important stuff, and Hoopa plays tricks on them, and Ash goes through one of its rings, and then he brings everyone else through for the point of the movie. Basically, they find that the bottle with the full power of Hoopa, and they take it, and it takes over Hoopa, making it go on a power rage and destroy stuff, so they take the power away. But then later, that power manifests itself as, well, Hoopa in its fully powered form, and is trying to find the not fully powered Hoopa to make it disappear and go away, as it says many times. Now this is where we get into the problem I have with the movie. So both of the Hoopas have a battle, but the only thing that regular Hoopa can do is summon other Pokemon to aid it in battle. Well, it and Ash. Yeah, Ash is with it the whole time. So in the battle, regular Hoopa summons Latios, and shiny Rayquaza. Yeah, specifically a shiny one because its body is black and not green, which is fine, it doesn't really matter. Now Ash is riding on either Latios or Latias, I don't remember which one. And they're in a battle, so Ash just tells Latios, Latias, and Rayquaza to use Dragon Balls. Ash, how do you know what moves these Pokemon do or do not know? He later even asks Rayquaza to use Tornado, which again, how do you know that Rayquaza knows that move? Now on the other side of the fight, powered up Hoopa summons a lot of legendary Pokemon. It summons Kyogre, Groudon, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, Zekrom, Reshiram, and Kyurem. Earlier in the beginning of the movie, when they show powered up Hoopa fighting legendary Pokemon, it brings in Regigigas, I don't know how you say it. And there's a point too that regular Hoopa summons Lugia to distract powered up Hoopa. So out of all the legendary Pokemon, they use the ones from generations 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that brings me back to the part of telling you, this movie takes place in Kalos region, and yet none of the Kalos legendary Pokemon are involved, and they don't use any of the Gen 1 Pokemon legendaries either. Also, for some reason, Latios, Latias, and Rayquaza just mega evolve at one point out of nowhere. So they realize that The only way to beat powered up Hoopa is to make a new prison bottle, that's what they call the bottle, to seal the power away. So they go to a tower and they do that. They remake the prison bottle, and when they seal the power away, a vortex of time and space kind of shoots down. It begins to destroy this tower because there's too many legendary Pokemon around, they think. This is when I was just totally lost watching this movie. They release the power and regular Hoopa gets powered up in a good way, like it doesn't go on a crazy rampage, and then it transports the people away. So they take the power away and pretty much have to get Hoopa to realize why it could never pass through its own Hoop portals. And it does, because another legendary Pokemon shows up called Arceus? I don't know how you say it. I don't know, this movie ends after that, you know. It has its character moment. Hoopa does. Like, Hoopa teleports all the people and itself away, but it makes all those legendary Pokemon walk /swim /fly back to whatever region they came from. Look, if that time and space vortex that destroyed your tower is because there was too many legendary Pokemon around, why didn't Hoopa get all powered up and portal them back to their regions? It just does not make any sense. I'll be honest here, the feel I get from this movie is like this, okay? Imagine that this is a pitch for the movie. Alright people, fans here have always wondered who the best legendary Pokemon is, so we're going to give them a movie about it. Okay, but there has to be a reason that all these legendary Pokemon are fighting in one area. Oh, well, we'll just have a Pokemon that can summon them there and have it take place in Kalos region, but not have any of the Kalos legendaries show up. For real, this movie just feels like them wanting to have a bunch of legendary Pokemon fighting each other. This movie is from 2015 and it's on Netflix, so watch it if you want, but I wouldn't if I were you. That's all I have to say, so if you added to the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening and goodbye.